A team with a college coach in Cliff Kingsbury beat Sean Payton's former team last night 42-34. The Saints made it interesting late, and it was just unfortunate for New Orleans. They're clinging to a 14-6 lead. The Cardinals tie the game up 14-all with a couple of minutes left in the first half, and then it's tip ball pick six, and then it's another pick six. I can't recall seeing the floodgates open that quickly with a pair of defensive touchdowns, and it's 28-14 at the half, and the Saints just aren't built, Peter, currently, to come back from that, not with Andy Dalton at quarterback. I'm surprised, and there's pick six number one, I'm surprised they didn't just go to Jameis Winston in the second half and let him go out there like he did in the fourth quarter when they were down 16 points to the Falcons week one. He told me after the game, you throw the game plan out the window. All that time you spend coming up with the game plan and how they're going to defend us, you let your playmakers make plays. Now, he had a healthy Michael Thomas in week one, which makes a difference, and Jarvis Landry, who both made huge catches as the Saints came from that 16-point hole. But I was kind of thinking we'd see Jameis Winston in the second half because, they're down 18 points at one point. And again, they made it interesting. They cut it to 8. They had a shot at an onside kick to try to tie the game, but Andy Dalton's not built to come back from 18 points down. And, at least we got some points. We got 76 total points, which when you compare that to the last two games, it's amazing. But this was over at halftime. It's not over till it's over, but it just felt like it was over at halftime, especially when Andy Dalton stayed on the field.
Well, man, I can't get over the Marquez Callaway tipped interception. I just can't get over that. I was thinking last night, okay, go to the week Monday column or go to the week Monday column. Well, of course it's Dalton, but I'm going to put Marquez Callaway in there too. Not only because that ball was right in his hands, and it goes on a pick six to Andy Dalton, which is, look, we're not looking for fair, unfair, whatever. But all I'm saying is that interception had nothing to do with Andy Dalton. So, but look, he had an early interception deep in the red zone that was all his fault, terrible throw. And then obviously he has another terrible throw that Isaiah Simmons makes like Spider-Man and catches. I mean, that was one of the great interceptions that I've seen in a long time. What a catch. But I'll just say this, that I think the reason that if I were Dennis Allen, why I didn't go with Jameis Winston, look, who knows how Jameis Winston's going to play? He hasn't played in a month. And maybe you just go in there and you try everything to just throw deep and all that. But look, Andy Dalton at that point had made one terrible throw, one bad throw that was a miracle interception, and then another throw that was right in the hands of his receiver that he tipped. And again, he threw two bad interceptions and a third one, obviously, that really hurt his team. But I'm not sure I would have made a change at halftime. And they did come back and score 34 points, in the game. So look, it's really bad right now for this team. They're 2-5. They're on the verge of their season going down the drain. And, I still think they're good enough, Mike. I really do. If they could ever get a full, healthy team back, I still think they've got a chance to salvage their season. But it's getting late early in New Orleans.
Well, and we're still getting used to the 17-game season. When there were 16, you get around 5 losses, you're getting close to lights out time. We saw a team in 2008, the Patriots went 11-5 and didn't get in. 10-6 has kept teams from getting in the past. 9-8, you're probably not going to get in with anything less than that, and you may not get in with 9-8. Who knows? But with 5 losses through 7 games, you got 10 left. You got to go 7-3 or better to have a chance. And even then, 7-3 may not be good enough. So the Saints may already be pretty damn close to put a fork in them territory. But for the Cardinals, it keeps them in the thick of things in a division where the other three teams are 3-3, and now the Cardinals are 3-4, despite all their struggles, 361 days without winning a game at home. Haven't looked good, haven't looked competitive at times. People wondering if Cliff Kingsbury can survive this season. They put together one last night, and they get back DeAndre Hopkins. DeAndre Hopkins' presence has a lot to do with this team being good. With Hopkins and Murray both healthy, that's when they can be at their best. It was after Murray injured his ankle last year that things started to go downhill for the Arizona Cardinals. You get Hopkins healthy and Murray healthy, and they can be very good. Here's Cliff Kingsbury and Kyler Murray on the impact of having DeAndre Hopkins back on the field after he served his 6-game suspension.
You saw it, right? I mean, it was a different looking deal out there with him and the confidence that the other guys around him play with. It's good to have him back. I think once he really gets in shape, gets back into running routes, comfortable in offense, he can really do some things.
Well, it was great. It was great. His energy, obviously he's talented as ever. But just having him out there, he was, didn't look like he had any rust. Knocked it off real quick if he had any. But just his communication, his feel for the game, and all of that, you can't put a price tag on it.
Apologies if you couldn't hear that very well. I know I couldn't, so I don't know what the hell they said. Regardless, DeAndre Hopkins came back and had 10 catches for 103 yards on 14 targets. It reminds me of when they got DeAndre Hopkins. Right out of the gates, Kyler Murray found a guy he's going to throw it to and throw it to and throw it to and throw it to, and that's what you can do with DeAndre Hopkins. So he came back and he proved he's still the guy he always was. Now he's got to stay healthy, and I think he got into his PED situation. Let's not act like that never happened. He got into that because he was trying to get and stay healthy. He got busted, and he served 6 games for it. And I know we won't let it go, but the bottom line is he tested positive, he served the 6 games, and it's over. Now he's back, clean slate, and looking pretty good, Peter.
What's interesting, I was thinking this last night, Mike, he's got 11 games. The way that he's going to be used in that offense, it's not impossible to think that he could have an 80 or 90 catch season, even playing 11 games, because Kyler Murray is going to feed him until he can't be fed anymore. And I think that's the way exactly it should be. There was one throw on that reel. It was a throw up the right sideline, a back shoulder throw that, if you ask me what's the most important thing about the trust between a quarterback and a receiver, it is the ability to know precisely where he is with a back shoulder throw. Tom Brady always used to say when he was in New England and he had veteran guys, the only thing I want to know is exactly where they're going to be. And not on that particular route, but where they're going to be, period. And right there, even though he hadn't played with them for 6 weeks, Kyler Murray knew precisely where his receiver was going to be. And so he threw it there, and DeAndre Hopkins turned around, and there was the ball. And so to me, I think that this changes the game for Arizona. I don't know if they can be great. I'm not sure their defense can be good enough to make a playoff run. But I do think this helps them at least be the kind of quasi-explosive offense that can be dangerous to play down the stretch.
Well, the good news is Cliff Kingsbury, who has a pattern dating back to 2013, the Cliff can't finish graphic we show from time to time, start good to great, fall apart down the stretch. Maybe this time it's fall apart early, find your way out of the weeds, and get yourself into the thick of things and get better as the season progresses. So there's some hope here for the Cardinals. And again, they're a half game behind the other 3 teams in the NFC West, and the NFC wild card picture is wide open this year. You win games, you get a chance to get in. But the difference between 3 and 4 and 2 and 5 is massive. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.